Welcome to your Star Citizen 3.18 New Player's Guide, where I'll be elaborating on the foundational knowledge and skills you'll require to be successful on your first day in the verse. This guide will fall under the presumption that you have a basic understanding of the WASD control scheme to save some time. If this is the first time you've heard of Star Citizen, welcome. Star Citizen is a futuristic, freedom of choice MMO where a universe is simulated and player-driven. You'll be flying ships, engaging in space and ground combat, fighting both NPCs and players, and driving the economy as you engage with the environment daily. Do remember that Star Citizen is in active development as a release of this video. With early access, this means that you will very likely encounter bugs in your travels through the verse. This guide is meant to give you your fundamentals and a lightly handed direction to start. But if you have further questions, you can always come ask me live on stream or use the built-in guide system to have a player guide assist you and answer your questions. Before purchasing your game package, make sure you use a referral code. This will need to be done at account creation for it to take effect. You can use anyone's code, but if you'd like to use mine, the link will be listed in the description below. This will provide you with some extra starting cash to further assist you in your early success in the verse. Using my link will bring you to a web page to create an account with the referral code already applied for you. After creating your account, you'll want to select your game package, which will provide you a copy of the game along with a starting ship. Prices shown here are as of March 2023 in the US and are tentative based on your local taxes. I recommend either the $45 Aurora Starter Pack for general use at the lowest cost, the $60 Cutter Starter Pack if you wish to focus more on industrial gameplay and less on combat, or the $70 Avenger Titan Starter Pack for the best bang for your buck and a jack of all trades. There are also free fly events multiple times a year where you can try the game for free. You can also purchase the Squadron 42 standalone pledge here, or package it with your starter pack. Squadron 42 is the single-player game built in the same universe as Star Citizen. However, this game is not released yet and is also not a required purchase to play Star Citizen. After downloading and logging in for the first time, you'll be greeted with the login menu. Here, you'll be able to select from a few different game modes as well as adjust your settings if you wish before entering the game. Star Marine is a Call of Duty-like experience with team deathmatch FPS-style combat. Arena Commander is a ship-based activity where you can practice combat, racing, or check out ships in your fleet at your leisure. We'll be selecting Persistent Universe to join the main online experience. You'll then be prompted to build your character. There are a lot of options when it comes to blending your character's looks. Use different models and sliders to really make yourself unique and stand out. After completion, you'll need to select your primary residence. For this guide, we'll be selecting Orison. As you awaken into the verse for the first time, you'll find yourself resting in your temporary personal quarters. Holding the Y key will allow you to exit from any seated or laying positions. Feel free to take in your environment as you move about your apartment. You'll be able to interact with various items and doors within your residence by holding the F key and left-clicking on them. If you're finding things hard to see or focus, holding the F key and scrolling your mouse wheel will allow you to zoom in and out to focus on what you're looking at. Pressing F12 will also allow you to close and open your in-game chat box for a more immersive experience. Pressing the F1 key will bring up your Mobiglass. Think of this like your futuristic Apple smartwatch that brings up a hologram in front of you. Here, you will see information such as your personal details, wallet balance, your vitals, your current atmosphere values, and your suit status. At the bottom left, you'll find your Mobiglass tabs. Feel free to explore them at your leisure. You have Comlink, where you'll find server player information as well as chat and your friends list. Vehicle Loadout Manager, where you can outfit your ships at your current location with new components. Knickknacks, where you can explore your inventory of all the different locations in the verse. Skyline, which is your map to the verse. MO Trader, where you can send credits to other players in the verse. Contracts Manager, where you can accept and abandon contracts. Vehicle Maintenance Services, where you can refuel and repair your ship on appropriate landing pads and in hangars. Journal, where you can find lore-based events and updated information as you travel. And finally, Delphi, where you can see your current reputation with different factions and people within the verse. You can also select the middle button here to return to the main Mobiglass menu. Closing out your Mobiglass by pressing the F1 key again will then be able to access a quick action menu by holding the F key and right-clicking. Here, you'll find emotes, inventory access, and player actions, like wiping your visor and removing your helmet. You may also reflect on your player's status with a series of icons in the bottom left. Here you'll see your blood drug level, hydration, food, injuries, your core body temperature, your oxygen reserves level, and your overall health. Click Exit, and then in the top right, you'll see a series of icons to include Comms Array for a security protected zone. Crimes will be reported if you see this icon. Armistice Zone, which means that weapons cannot be fired at this location. For main cities, this means no weapons will work. For most other locations though, this means only FPS weapons will not work. Ship weapons can still be fired. You will also find your crime stat indicator here when you have earned yourself a price on your head. Finally, in the bottom right, we'll find our FPS equipment counters. This includes ammo count, grenade count, and current handled weapon. Leave your habitation, walk to the door, and interact with it using the F key. As you make your way toward the elevator, you'll be able to adjust your walking speed by using the scroll wheel on your mouse. Holding left shift will send yourself into a full sprint. Interact with the elevator and then enter inside of it. You'll then select the green circle lobby button. You'll find that elevators with multiple floors in major traffic areas almost always have a bottom button that is similar to a lobby button. Exit around the corner and then breathe in the city's skyscape. There is so much here for you to explore. The mall outlet with a sky bar, the hospital for handling your medical needs, the TDD or Trade and Development Division for selling your cargo commodities, and much more. But for now, let's focus on getting ourselves flying. You'll want to press the I key and check your local inventory as well as your equipped gear. Anything you buy off the RSI website will always start off located at your primary residence that you've selected. Since we're heading to space, we'll want to verify that we're at minimum wearing a flight suit and a helmet, unless we want to find out that space can be just as deadly as it is beautiful. Pressing the I key again, we'll be able to exit from our inventory and begin searching for the spaceport. We'll make our way to the tram labeled as such and ride it to our destination. Exiting the tram, we'll look for the elevators nearby. Entering one of these elevators, we can then ride it to the August Dunlau Spaceport. We'll then make our way through security and arrive at our destination. We shouldn't leave civilization unprepared. Food and water are important, as Star Citizen does have some soft-scale survival mechanics. Head up to the center table and you can purchase some crews. This is like a fruit smoothie and will replenish both food and water. We'll store that drink in our inventory for later. Making your way past some food shops, you'll find the ship retrieval consoles. Here, you'll be able to retrieve your ships that are stored at your current location. If a ship is not stored at your current location, or is destroyed, you can claim it. This will cost you no money, but it will take a set amount of time. You can expedite your claim by spending some in-game money. Small ships can be claimed near instantly, while some larger ships can take over an hour. For now, all we have is an Aurora, so let's retrieve it. After retrieving your ship, the console will then display what hangar your ship will be located in. Access the elevators nearby, and you'll be able to visit each of the hangars at your location. Select your hangar on the panel, exit from the elevator into the hangar, and there you'll find your ship. It's okay to take some time to just appreciate your ship. There is so much detail on your ship for you to explore, and you'll almost never see it all the first time. When you're finally ready to enter your ship, locate your ship entry indicators and interact with your ship's entrance. Your ship will become an extension of your current environment. While inside, you can revisit your inventory, and you'll see you have your local inventory as well as your vehicle inventory. You can click and drag items between the two locations. or click the Move All button at the top of the panels if you have the need. Let's transfer our bottle of cruise over to our ship and take it with us. Looking around inside of your Aurora, you have a bed that you can log out in, and your pilot's chair. Interacting with your pilot's chair, you will now be able to take control of your ship. Pressing the R key will allow you to ready up and bring power up on your ship and all of its devices. First thing you'll want to do now, though, is set a new keybind. Hit the Escape key and then click Options. You'll then click on Key Bindings, Advanced Control Customization, Flight Movement, and then at the bottom of the drop-down menu, you'll want to set a key binding for Request Landing. Many people use the F3 key, but you can set this accordingly. Looking over the HUD display, you'll see a large range of information. Let's discuss those briefly. To the left, we have the following status bubbles. VTOL, or Vertical Takeoff and Landing, activated by pressing the K key. Some ships utilize this function when they have it for different purposes. Coupled Mode, which is a toggleable assist mode for flight, similar to Elite Dangerous's Flight Assist. Turn this off by pressing left Alt and C key, and the ship will no longer counter gravity or inertia. This can be useful for conserving fuel or for more precise control of your ship with practice. For now, let's just leave this on. ESP mode, or Enhanced Stick Precision, is generally left on by most pilots. Let's just leave this one on too. And Gear, for landing gear, which you'll need to retract or extend accordingly by pressing the N key when flying or landing. To the right of those status bubbles, you'll find your velocity indicator. This shows you your current speed of travel in any given direction. The chevron sliding up and down will show you your current speed along with the digital number in the box. This box is your limiter. Unless you turn off your speed limiter, your speed will be limited by this box. Scrolling up and down will move this box. As your speed moves into the red, you move outside of your maximum maneuverability speed. Here, you can travel quickly in a straight line, at the expense of your maneuverability. In the center, you'll find your centering reticle, as well as your V-joy. The V-joy controls the sensitivity of your pitch and yaw. The further you drag it, the faster you turn. I recommend testing with the sensitivities in your settings while flying to find what is comfortable for you, as many find the default settings to be too soft. If you need to do this, go to Escape menu, Options, Game Settings, and locate the Pilot V-joy range pitch and range yaw. Above your centering reticle is your heading indicator, which is specific to the poles of each of the locations that you visit and will allow you to communicate with others of your heading or triangulate on locations that are hard to find. And above that is your detectable signatures. From left to right, heat, CS or cross-section, and EM or electromagnetic. These signatures are important for stealth and for missile awareness, as both are affected based off of these metrics. Back down near the center right, you'll find your G's indicator, and right of this is your altimeter, or distance between you and relative ground. To the far right is your weapons and payload bubbles. These indicate power settings based on their color, as well as ammunition counts for ballistics and recharge rate and heat rates for lasers. Below your weapons, you'll find your fuel level indicators. Hydrogen fuel is for normal flight, and quantum fuel is for jumping long distances within the system. To the right of your fuel indicators, you'll find your weapons lock status, used to show if your weapons are gimbal assisted or fixed. Pressing G will cycle this. Your decoy count, used to flare off incoming missiles by pressing the H key. Your noise count, which acts like chaff and masks our signature if flown through by pressing the J key. And your stagger fire, which is unbound by default and would need to be set if desired. The Aurora has a large number of MFDs or multifunction displays available to you, and so picking and choosing what you want displayed in this ship isn't really necessary. However, if you wish to rearrange them, you'll want to hold the F key and interact with the menu key in the top left of the MFD you wish to change. Basic controls for your ship follows a very similar pattern to your character, with an addition for the 6-dimensional plane. Spacebar, to go up, F control to go down, W for forward, S for back, A for strafe left, D for strafe right, Q and E for your rolls, left shift for boost, and X for space brake. Before you begin to take off, you'll first need to contact Air Traffic Control, or ATC, to open the doors. Use the keybind you selected earlier to request landing. Now, leave the hangar and use the N key to retract your landing gear. If you ever need them, pressing the L key will turn on your headlights. I would take some time and fly around Orison and just familiarize yourself with the basic flight controls in atmosphere. Ships handle very differently in atmosphere than they do in space, as one might expect based off of ship size and gravity. Pay special attention to your vector indicator, as this will tell you the direction your ship is traveling regardless of if you're looking in that same direction. This is your forward vector. This is your reverse vector. After you've grown accustomed to your new ship and feel comfortable exploring further, we'll need to learn how to quantum travel. Aim your ship up to about an 80 to 90 degree angle and start heading out of atmosphere. For our intended purposes, we're going to jump to the Crew L1 station. Spool up your quantum drive by pressing the B key. You'll begin seeing your ship spooling at the top of your center reticle. The icons are all red as we are not out of atmosphere yet, and there are so many because we haven't selected a specific location to jump to. Set cruise control by pressing the C key, and then press F2 to open your star map. Crew L1 is a Lagrangian site near Crusader. We want to double click on it and find the space station sector there called Crew L1A. If we click on it and then click Set Route, we will indicate to the ship's computers our intended route. See? Now all of our reticles are gone and only one remains. And it's also blue now, which means we are high enough up to jump away. Make sure you are fully spooled and calibrate to your destination by centering your reticle on your destination. Once complete, hold the B key and the ship will do the rest. Once we've arrived at our location, we'll need to jump one more time to approach the station within the Lagrangian point. We can press B again to turn off our quantum drive and begin our approach to the station. Notice how different the ship flies in space. Once close enough, call into the station using your request landing keybind you set. Your hangar icon will look like a circle with a downward arrow. As you begin your approach to your hangar, remember to slow down and re-extend your landing gear. Fly inside of the highlighted box, and with landing gear out, gently set your ship down on the hangar deck. Press the I key to shut your engines off. Remember this, as you'll need to turn them back on again later. This is a good habit to have though, as it leaves the power on your ship, leaving your shields up while safely letting you exit. To refuel and repair your ship, open the Mobiglass and click on the Vehicle Maintenance Services tab at the bottom. The services available will be listed to the right. Select your services and wait for the service alerts to go away. After refueling and repairing, you'll be ready to exit your ship. Take the nearby elevator and press the lobby key on the panel. Exit into the lobby and we'll immediately see the ship retrieval consoles. Here, we can store our ship that we just landed with. Crew L1 is a great place to base out of, as it has everything you need without all the fluff, atmosphere, and trams of major cities. To set your spawn location here, you need to find the medical clinic. Almost all space stations have a medical clinic, while major cities have hospitals. Pick a place you like and set your new home there. Upon entering the clinic, you'll run into a few different kiosks. Reception will allow you to check yourself in for medical treatment. The pharmacy is where you can go to buy medical drugs and healing devices. And the regeneration consoles are where you can go to set your spawn point. Click on the regeneration console, click on transfer imprint, and you're done. Welcome to your new home. As you exit out of the medical clinic and look left, you'll see some elevators. Through these, you'll find the Galleria, where you can travel to all the shops and the food court at your space station. This is where you can go to find armor, ship components, and weapons at Crew L1. Let's go buy a weapon now. Interacting with the console, we are greeted by a list of items for sale. At the top left, we can choose the destination we would like the item to go to. It will default to any armor with inventory slots if you have some equipped. You can then filter down your items further using the category and subcategory drop-downs. Alternatively, if you know the name of the item you're looking for, you can always type it in the search bar and it'll autofill in for you. You can then either quick buy one item, or if you wish to buy in bulk, click the Items tab and then click the Buy button. You can then specify exactly how many you wish to purchase before clicking the final Buy button. We are finally ready now to touch on the basics of making money in the verse. Reputation is huge early on for earning some fast cash, as better reputation with factions rewards better contracts, which rewards better pay. If you're looking for a relatively safe approach to making money, delivery contracts are a great option, as they take you from one location to another with a box to deliver. Acquire rank 2 with one of the delivery companies, and you could begin to make 45k a mission, where there will be a little more risk of combat while still mainly focusing on the delivery boxes. If you fancy yourself a combat pilot, bounty hunting contracts are a great way to sharpen your fangs while also bringing in some extra cash. As you gain reputation, you'll get contracts for stronger enemies that are flying better ships, which also pay you more, up to 90k a mission if you run the ERT group warrant contracts. If you're an FPS nut, mercenary contracts have a similar growth to bounty hunting, building you up to 90k a bunker at max rank. Just remember to grab the mercenary contract, a call to arms, for some extra side money for killing all of these baddies if you choose either of these careers. There are also ways to make money outside of reputations, such as mining, salvaging, trading, piracy, and service beacons. Some of these may land you some quality time in your local prison even. At the end of the day, the best way to make money in Star Citizen is to try everything and find what you enjoy doing the most. But don't worry, I will go more into depth about all of these jobs in future videos. This concludes your 3.18 New Player's Guide. If you found this video helpful or informative, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss future videos. And if you have further questions, feel free to come ask me on stream, as I stream every weekday. My name is Yo Silas, and I'll see you on the next one.